Morning. Welcome in. Just starting the Saturday Rise and Shine. Who do we got in the chat here? Corn and Whiskey. Good morning. This is the public version of the Rise and Shine that I do every week, or Monday through Saturday, Monday through Friday. It's a members only live stream, but on Saturdays I'll go public. Joe Goodman, good morning. Good morning, Matt. What's everybody up to? CBD Ron in the house. Good morning, brother. Just having a little coffee before I start the day. This is just live stream where I just kind of talk about like what's going on. Windsong in the house. Good morning, honey. Flatland. Driving, so just listening. All right, all right. Good morning, Colton. So what do we got new going on? Collector, good morning. So one of the things I got partly done, didn't get them all finished, but I'm reworking the product labels for all of our grains. I don't know, for those of you who may have ordered some of the grains from us before, they would have a label, name of the grain and the weight, and that was basically it. But I thought some more information was needed. And since I was having to make new labels for all the new heirloom corn that we're getting in, I figured I'd revamp all the labels at the same time. It's taking forever. But so the new labels, see, I can show you one. I don't know. It's reversed, I guess, so you can't easily read it. But I've included a grain characteristics description so that whatever grain is in the package, it gives you kind of a description of notes that you might be able to expect, different tasting notes. They also include the diastatic power, if it has any diastatic power, like for the malted grains, and also the points per pound per gallon, just to make it easier to calculate recipes for those of you that are doing that, getting into creating your own recipes and using the formulas to figure out how much of what grain and stuff like that. So I think folks are going to enjoy the new labels, much more informative and very helpful for recipe construction. So that's one thing that's new. We've got some other stuff in the works too that not quite ready to talk about. Or I think I already mentioned it, but our grain is going to be on Amazon soon, which is pretty cool. Pretty excited about that. Got several videos that I'm working on to put on the YouTube channel that will be coming out. I say soon for me, but that's like a week away. Richard, just thought I would drop in and say hi from work, brother. Have a good morning. You too, Richard. Have fun there selling the pew-pews. It's going to be a good Saturday, I think. Going to try to get out of here early. Kind of depends also on what Zach's got going on. I remember him telling me him and his wife are going to do something. I don't remember if it's this Saturday or another Saturday. Paul McKinley in the house. Hey, brother. Good morning. Morning from the Ozarks. Hey, brother. That's where I am. Donnie Powell, Iowa Free Thinkers in the house. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. So, Sweet Joe's in the house. Bill Wesser, good morning. Jim Peterson from Minnesota. I'll tell you what, I'm not a cold weather person. I tell you, we've had some cold weather here lately. We're kind of on a warming trend right now, so it's not as bad as earlier in the week. But yeah, this is, for those of you new in the live stream, this is the morning Rise and Shine. I go live every morning for 30-ish minutes and just kind of chat about the day, kind of talk about some of the things that might be happening behind the scenes here at Still in the Clear and at the Home Brew Center. Uh, um, and it's usually just for members only. But on Saturdays, I go live just for everybody. Wife and I are spending the weekend at the Cape Fear Winery and Distillery. Awesome. What else we got going on? Got a beer that's going to be ready maybe Wednesday. Should be carbonated. Going to be trying that. It's a recipe that we're working on and testing out for people who want to get into making beer and they've never made it before. So it's a really easy recipe. I don't know if we made it during one of the lives. I think not. I don't think so. But so it's going to be ready to taste this coming Wednesday. And if it turns out well, I'll probably turn that into a beer kit to sell here in the store. Like I said, to the new home brewers that want to get into the hobby. Anything else? Anybody else got anything exciting going on? 33 people in the chat. Appreciate you dropping in. Looking forward to the beer kit. Yeah, I think it's going to turn out well. We'll see. But it's about a 2-hour brew day. It's not that hard. Just added my yeast to my apple brandy. It's been sitting with Camden for 24 hours. Cool. I assume using the Camden to kill off any of the wild yeast from the apples. Iowa Free Thinker, fisherman swap meet today in Des Moines, Iowa. What's a fisherman swap meet? I guess people swap fishing poles and lures and all that kind of stuff. I'm a terrible fisherman. I'm no good at it. I've never been good at it. I've tried a number of times in my life. My stepdad was an avid fisherman and, tried to teach me. I just didn't listen very well, apparently. But, which is, pretty common for that time in my life. I didn't listen to much. Gears, tackle, boats, anything to do with fishing. Well, I bet that's pretty cool. I would have buddies in high school. I'd say, "Oh no, I'm no good at fishing," and they go, "Oh man, I got the spot. I got the little hole where you just reel them in as fast as you want all day long." And then I go with them, and of course, I don't catch anything. Just fish can smell me or something. 2 gallons of homemade canned apples and 3 gallons apple juice. Awesome. Yeah, that sounds awesome. The next mash video that is going to be coming out, it's going to be a malt whiskey that I'm going to do. And then I've got a video building an SCR controller for electric. I'm gonna start running some of these stills that have an electric port in them. Start running some electric, so people who have electric rigs can, I can help answer questions, things like that. I've mostly always done just open fire, propane or wood. Haven't done wood in a long time. Would not really like to go back to that ever. The Duke will be happy for the malt. Yeah, he's been on me for a while. Yeah, in fact, because I don't have a lot of experience with malt, when I was working up the recipe, I consulted with the Duke to make sure. How do you think this will turn out? So he gave me the thumbs up on it, and it's an American style malt, so it's not quite the same as what they do in the UK and stuff like that, because we have different malt requirements over here in the US. So it gives you a little more leeway with as far as recipes and what you can put in it. Just started getting into this hobby and really appreciate all the videos, man. Super helpful. Kinsey, I love that. So welcome to the hobby. I think you're going to love it. And I love to hear that my videos have been helpful for you. That's awesome. That's why I do them, and I love hearing it. So thank you. Thank you for the comment. Trying a tomato paste sugar shine, pitch yeast Wednesday. Plan to do a neutral spirit and make limoncello ready for warm weather. Shoo chow. What limoncello recipe are you going to use? I know Randy over there still works in brewing. He has a good one. I don't know if you're kind of making your own limoncello recipe or if you're following someone else's. Hats off to anyone who can run a still with wood fire. Yeah, it's actually not a lot of fun. I mean, obviously that's how it was done for centuries, but man, it's how we babysit a still, like during the Thursday night lives, and we're just sitting around kind of chewing the cud with you guys and the steel's running in the background. You certainly can't do that with a wood fire because it takes too much. You're constantly trying to adjust the flame, not letting it get too hot, not letting it get too low. It's a lot more like work than what we do now, for sure. Learned a lot from you over the last few months, and getting better every run. Appreciate you. Thanks, Eric. Yeah, that's the key, really. Just making runs. Every time you run something, you're going to learn something new. And, even when you've been doing it a long time, you still learn new stuff. Your videos are awesome. I will be trying an apple rye, shooting for the Sugarland Shine version flavor. Good flavor. Cool. That's awesome. I'm glad you like the videos. That it really means a lot to me when I hear people say that. Oh, what did I do? Do you use an agitator with your electric still? No, I don't. I don't have an agitator. Just make sure the wash is clear, and that I imagine someday I'll probably mess with that. Never had a still with an agitator, but that's certainly in the cards for a still someday. We'll see. It's like a stick smoker to a pellet smoker. Yeah, imagine so. Yeah, imagine so. Those I don't have either, but I understand what you're saying. I imagine those pellet smokers. You can just set them, walk away, and come back later, which you can't do with wood. So today I'm going to try and get the rest of the labels finished up. The rest of the product labels, for those of you that weren't here, I've revamped them. They're, in my opinion, much better labels. So as opposed to just having the name of the grain and the weight, it's also going to have flavor profile description. So you know what kind of flavor notes you might be able to expect from the grain. Also has the diastatic power and the PPG listed for the grain on the bag. Which I think is going to be helpful for a lot of folks. So, I've got to make a bunch of new labels for all the heirloom corn that we're getting in. And I thought I've been meaning to redo our labels for a long time. So I figured I would just go ahead and tackle that. "29 people in the chat. Thank you. Thanks for hanging out with us. We've also got the Shineon Festival coming up in October. Cody says, "I've mostly only done brandy so far. Have you messed with slowly proofing down to see how much of a difference in flavor there is versus just proofing down all in one day?" I have not done that. When I proof down, I usually always do it just right at once. So I can't speak to that and what the differences might be. Where are you going with that beer in your hand? Next, we'll try a grain and we'll order some malted barley from you. Hey, awesome. Thank you, Cole. Appreciate the business for sure. Are you going to be able to get Zach to work today? I noticed that his wife has a beauty shop down the road from where the shop is. I noticed his car's in the parking lot this morning when I got here, which usually means like him and his wife went out to eat or something, and then she drove home. And so he won't be in until his wife goes to work because he'll ride to work with her. So he'll be in between 9 and 9:30 probably. Zach has been working really hard behind the scenes on the Shineon Festival that's coming in October. He's, lining up vendors and food trucks and musical talent and sponsors and all kinds of stuff. He's been working really hard on that event. We think it's going to turn out really good. So pretty excited about that. I know it's like 6 months away now. So it's a ways away, but it's going to be quite an event. I don't think there's going to be another Moonshine Festival quite like it. So we also are working with a company right now. Maybe we'll be getting some blind whiskey test boxes, which sounds like a lot of fun. When I found them and reached out to them, or no, actually they reached out to me on that one. But so what it is they send you a box and it's got 4 whiskey tasters, like 50 milliliter bottles, and they're labeled A, B, C, and D. And so you get to do a blind tasting on the bottles and then look and see what was what and what kind of flavor profiles are in each of the bottles so that you can train your palate to get better at noticing notes, which I need really badly. And I'm pretty excited to get in on that. And then on the back end of that, they mail you the blind taster, and then you have the option to purchase one of the bottles. If there's one of them in there that you liked a lot, you have the option of purchasing it straight from them. And they do craft distilleries. They don't do like big commercial brands. So you get to find these really unknown stuff. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We're looking forward to that too. Donnie says anyone who runs a still with wood is a master.
What's up? Awesome. 28 of us hanging out in here this morning. That's pretty neat.
Yeah. Well, this is an open live.
Oh, okay.
Saturday, so I go open. I go do a live open.
What is up, everybody? I'm gonna grab a coffee.
Oh, Joe was just wondering if you was going to come to work today. So
yeah. Joe keeps me honest.
Yeah. So Edward, where's the festival? In the Ozarks? In Illinois? So sounds like a fun trip. It is Fort Smith, Arkansas. It's an area in Arkansas known as the River Valley. It's kind of right on the Arkansas-Oklahoma border on I-40. And so, yeah, that's where it's going to be. Good morning from North Carolina. Glad you're in the live. Good morning. I think you might have to make another pot of coffee. I think I've already killed that one.
I am going to throw some grounds on top, add some water in.
Collector is asking if he can pan for gold here. Does anybody pan for gold around here?
Yeah, the diamond mining is super common, but yeah, there's people that pan for gold stuff in creeks and.
Yeah, he says there's gold panning around these parts. We also have a diamond mine that is a pretty popular kind of attraction. Jake's in the house. Good morning, brother. Kentucky is in the house. Good morning.
Kentucky.
I was showing them the new labels.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty excited. I like the new labels. I guess it's not really that big a deal. I'm just pretty excited about it because they're.
Well, I like the PPG and the diastatic. I mean, I think it's a good description of the grain too.
Yeah,
I think they're pretty cool.
Kevin, good morning. Also in Kentucky.
A lot of Kentucky boys in here.
Yeah. Glad you guys are joining the live. This is a live stream I do every morning, but Monday through Friday, it is for members only. We have a channel membership where you get badges and special emojis and exclusive content for like $1.99. So you might, if you want to check that out, I think it's worth it. Jason in the house. Good morning, Reed, Kevin. Kevin's in Lavaca. Lavaca? Like down the road, Lavaca? Isn't there a bunch of quartz out there too? I saw a guy opening his property to mine quartz and thought was in Arkansas.
There's a ton of like quartz and stuff like that. There's rock. So like, it's actually kind of cool. If you leave here and head south to like Hot Springs or go up to Eureka Springs, like along the way, there will be like 6 or 7 rock shops and they sell like quartz and geodes and all. There's a ton of that kind of stuff around here. Yeah.
Yeah. So for you rock hounds out there,
I used to love stopping at those when I was just a wee lad. I'd be begging my parents, "Come on, let's stop. I want to get a rock."
If you're into rock hounding, a friend of mine, she has a channel. Her and I have done a lot of stuff together online, kind of an online friend. But she has a channel called Rustic Skills, and she actually claimed a mine. And that's her big thing. Rock hounding is her big thing. So if you like rock hounding, you should check out her channel, Rustic Skills.
Growing up, I just always thought that was just all over the country. There were people that had like a bunch of crystals around and just like gathered them up and sold them. And I did not realize until later on that was kind of unique to only like certain parts of the country.
Yeah. I have no idea. I'm not a rock hound. I don't really know. I know it's really popular in like Arizona for sure, which is where Regina is.
There's a lot of obsidian here too, like the black glass looking stuff, and
cool. We sell shirts online, Kevin. We don't have them here in the shop right now. They're actually printed and shipped by a third company for us. But at some point, we'll swap away from that. They call that print on demand shipping. And we'll swap away from that at some point and just stock shirts here in the shop and ship them out here. You can come by here and buy them. But right now, it's done through a third party for us.
we do get a lot of people asking about hats and shirts and stuff.
Yeah. Maybe that's something else I need to do today is work on this new logo and get that out there. Everybody keeps asking about these hats right here, but we've decided on a logo change, and so maybe if I get the rest of the labels done today, I'll work on that. We'll see what's going on today. So, how was your night last night? Going out with the in-laws and eating, and
It was good. It was good. Had a good dinner. Came back to the house. Woke up this morning. Something's off with the heat again.
oh no,
Yeah. Called my guy. He's going out of town. He's going to come by tomorrow and look at it. So I don't know.
well you can use that heater, that jet heater. That'll heat the house.
Oh yeah, that's true. You could set it in there in the.
I mean, I don't know if you're supposed to use it inside, but I have.
I think it'd be fine.
I think it'd be fine.
It's probably an extended use thing until you're going to run into some real issues.
Yeah, Kevin, when you come back into the shop, be sure you let me know you're the Kevin Howard on the live, because we get a lot of traffic in and out through here, and I don't always recognize names and handles. All right, RM96 just joined as a channel member.
The newest still hand. Welcome in, brother. Welcome in.
Awesome.
Look forward to seeing you on the Monday through Friday, members only, Rise and Shine lives.
Thanks for the mash, as it's always a good read and great recipes. You're welcome, Reed. So for those of you who don't know, Reed is talking about our monthly newsletter. We call it the mash. There's always a new recipe, a couple of articles, on random topics within distilling. There's a deal of the day where I kind of highlight a product. There's what else? I guess that's it. Just a couple of articles, a recipe, a deal of the day. The Duke does that. He puts all that together every month. He works really hard on that, and I really appreciate the Duke for doing that. And then he sends it to me, and I format it and kind of go over it and tweak and add some things. But yeah, it's in my humble opinion, it is the best free Moonshine newsletter in the world. Again, others? Humble opinion.
Are there others?
There are other newsletters, but I don't know that there's anything that goes out every month and has the content in it that most of the newsletters that go out, they're really just marketing emails, Kevin Howard, do you follow them on the MeWe app? Yeah, so that's something else that we have. We have a Moonshine for Beginners on MeWe. It's a great group to be in. And I don't know how to drop links and stuff in this live like Adam does during our Thursday night lives when we do like a 2-hour live stream. We've got a producer, and he's always dropping links for people to click and go check stuff out. But in the description of all of my videos, and maybe even in this live stream, all the things we're talking about, there's links to all that stuff in the description of my videos.
Yeah, we need a morning Rise and Shine, Adam.
Yeah, I don't think I want to do like. I just want to keep these like super simple.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I get it.
No real production value. Just just chatting for a little bit. Kevin says, didn't know about that. I'm still a noob. Yeah, if you're still a noob, definitely Moonshine for Beginners group on MeWe.com. It is the best place for someone who is new and wanting to learn. The people in there are super friendly, super helpful. It's an awesome place for sure.
It's a good mixture of guys asking new questions that you might have yourself and some more experienced people that do a really good job of answering those questions the right way.
Yeah, we have a
group.
We have a great admin team in that group. They keep that group in line. Like every now and then you get some jerk off in there being stupid, and the admins take care of it really quick. Watching Moonshiners Master Distillers. Is that, I guess they just have those episodes running all the time probably now. They've got enough of them.
Yeah, I think so. Nick Bartolozzi was the newest winner, right?
I do not know.
The Mohawk.
Did he win?
Yeah. I don't know if it was just his episode or if he won the whole thing. I'm not.
I think just his episode. I don't know. I don't really.
I haven't been able to watch
keep
as much
track
TV
of that
as
show.
I normally. Either way, I talked to Nick on Facebook, and he just seemed like a really nice guy. He's from up in Pennsylvania, and happy for the guy. Seemed like a just killer dude,
Yeah. Paul McKinley dropping the MFB emoji in the chat. That's awesome. That's one of our subscription custom emojis. Sweet. Kevin Howard, I wouldn't mind distilling, but so far I've only brewed mostly wine. LOL. That's really as far as I've gotten. There are distiller. I don't know.
I think he's talking about stills that he can afford. I think you followed that up there. You've made the wine. That's the hard part, man.
Yeah.
Just poke it in your still.
Yeah.
Learn cuts. That you're on your way.
Awesome stuff. Have to run. Thanks for the help. Looking forward to the malt recipe. All right, Edward. Have a good day, brother. Glad you dropped in. Thank you. I'm old and disabled. No travel, no more. Well, I mean, I get that. I don't travel either for other reasons, but yeah.
And we've kind of talked too about live streaming the festival to members of the channel and stuff like that. So we're working on that. I don't want to make any promises I can't keep. I don't know logistically. I'm not the technology guy here. We got an Adam for that kind of a thing, but something we're looking into for those of you guys that are either out of the country or way, way, way far away, or like you said, don't really get out much, and hopefully that's something we can work out.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll work out some kind of version of live streaming the festival. Whether how high of a production value it ends up being, that may be another question, but I'm sure we'll be able to do some version of it.
Kevin, what's your wine question, buddy?
You can get a complete Weber still for under $100. Steven's exactly right. Now, on that note, Weber is probably the easiest steel to get price point wise. I would make a couple of recommendations. If you're going to get a Weber, get the Lombardy style, or what we call the Lombardy style. It's the one that has the column that kind of looks, it's football shaped. I would definitely get that one if I was going to get one. They are a little bit more expensive, but it's still like, I think, between $150, $200 for that still. So still very inexpensive. What date is that? Bill, I think you might be asking about the festival. That's going to be October 4th. You can go to shineonfestivals.com. And all the information is there. If you want to be a vendor, if you want to buy your tickets, like all of that stuff is there. Jason Acosta in the house. Good morning.
We need a good parrot maker. If any of y'all make parrots, hit us up. I'd like to have a guy that's like his thing, and he just makes real pretty and somewhat intricate and just different parrots.
Kevin is asking, okay, so can I add pure malt extract to my wine? I mean, of course you can. Technically, is that still a wine?
No. It'd be
some hybrid version of a wine if you use malt extract, I guess.
It's some sort of either subcategory of wine, or at that point it may be a subcategory of like beer. I don't know. I don't have the exact nomenclature for what that would be considered. I think I'll say this. If you are shooting for a wine and you're thinking about adding malt extract, there's probably a good reason out there that a lot of people don't do that. I don't know. That's also like, how we've discovered polio vaccines and
right.
Like some of the best things out there is someone's like, oh, I'm going to do this.
Yeah. So Kevin's saying like grape juice, granulated sugar, and malt extract. So
it'd be an interesting experience. I don't know what your end product would look like.
It would be an experiment for sure. Typically, malt extract is really used for converting starches and grains. And so with a wine, you have no need for that, but it is going to add a flavor, and it does have a sugar content.
It might end up tasting less like a wine and more like some sort of kind of a flat beer if you're not going to carbonate it. Like it could have some like kind of off, weird, undesirable flavors for sure.
Local store has 1 pound bags rice at 3 for 99 cents. Guess who's making rice whiskey?
Jason messaged me. Yeah. He told me about that last night. He sent me a message on TikTok. Found a great deal on some rice.
Yeah, that's awesome. Winsong says like a fruity beer. Yeah, I guess it would be. That's exactly what it would be.
I mean, and if you tasted it and you carbonated it on the back end, that might be exactly what you get.
Yeah. Speaking of beer, I'm pretty excited about the beer that we made. We made a gallon batch, and we're going to taste it Wednesday. I had to hide it from us. I put it up on the top shelf behind some other jars so we just wouldn't think about it, so that we give it like 2 weeks to carbonate. How many days is the festival going to be? It's going to be a 1-day event this year. It's the first year for the event, so we kind of want to, take it easy a little bit and make sure we know how to do this right. And then after, in subsequent years, I'm sure it'll be a multiple day festival. But for this first year, at least, it's a 1-day festival on a Saturday.
Yeah.
I've had beer that was aged and used in used wine barrels that was pretty good. Awesome. Be careful, Zach will find the beer. He knows where the beer is.
Oh, I'm going to find it.
Yeah. He's just going to find it on Wednesday.
Thursday. I hope Thursday.
I have to hide my wine from myself too. I need a 6-gallon jug. Shoot, yeah. Well, we got them down here. Coffee and beignet this morning. I'm surprised they even know how to pronounce that, since I don't even know what it is. What's a beignet? I've heard it.
Beignet is a dough ball that is deep fried. It's like a puffy, light little pastry of sorts with like powdered sugar on it.
Oh, yeah, I've done that.
Very popular in New Orleans.
It was like, we used to make that all the time with like canned biscuits. Just take them and make little balls and deep fry them and powder sugar them.
Strawberry wine.
We just called them donuts.
Yeah, they are like a lot like a donut. I love beignets.
Yeah, Gordon says it's a French donut. Okay, now I know what it is. Cajun donuts, Paul McKinley says.
Cajun donuts, yeah.
Well, they are very good. I love them.
Cafe Du Mas, I had some down there in New Orleans. Really good after like a nice night out on Bourbon Street.
How much is your 6-gallon jug? I'll have to have y'all show me how to use them without breaking them.
Talking about the carboys?
Yeah. So the 6-gallon is $87, $85, something like that.
Well, and here's the thing too. If you're rough on them and you're prone to breaking them, you can find them every once in a while with these crates. Knock on wood. I have never broke one, but I think if you were like tended to be maybe a little rougher, heavier handed with them, you could use these crates and maybe not break as many.
A little extra caution. And
you
it
can
does
build
make
one
them
pretty easily, or you can find them. Like I got a carboy problem, and I find them on Facebook. And sometimes I'll have those crates with them, which I really like.
Yeah, and that also, having them in a crate like that makes them easier to move around, because almost always when somebody breaks one, it's because they're trying to move it, and they are kind of awkward. Like a large one, like 6-gallon, they're a little awkward,
especially when they're full,
to handle when they're full. I have boxes for my carboys to keep them dark.
I'm not a, and Rick, I'm not telling you, I've just never been the keep them in the dark guy. That said, I know winemakers that have been, vintnering for some time now, and they believe in keeping them in the dark as well. I probably just need to do some more reading on that subject, but I make some pretty okay wine, and I've never kept anything just purely in the dark.
But don't y'all have 5-gallon buckets too? No, but we do have 6.5. I don't remember if that's 6.5 or 6.9-gallon buckets. We have larger than 5-gallon buckets so that you can do a primary ferment for a 5-gallon mash.
Well, so
why did you look for wood while holding some? Just plain.
They're 5-gallon up to here, right? And then you have like all this extra headspace where, you could put, if you wanted to fill it all the way up, you could put 6.5 in here, 6 comfortably with some headspace. 6.5-gallon, yeah.
So I don't know. Why did you look for wood while holding some? I don't know what that means. And Winsong was thinking the same thing. So I'm lost on
when
that.
I knocked on wood.
Oh,
like I got you. Yeah. That's
now I get fair.
It's kind of fair. It's early.
It's early, right? The buckets are $22.
Mm-hmm. They've got Brix charts and specific gravity charts and stuff all over them, and they're food grade, and they've got grommeted lids. Not your average bucket for sure.
Well, free thinker, I've been using 5-gallon buckets, and like you're saying, it's kind of hard to do exactly a 5-gallon mash. Yeah. Good morning. Looking forward to trying out your new corn varieties this spring. In the near future, could you tell us about the different types, flavors, etc.? From Brian. Yeah, Brian. In fact, the new labels that I'm making for those grain bags have a description of the flavor profiles that you can expect from that grain. Really handy. Also has diastatic power listed on the label and the PPG listed on the label.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you can use the cheap airlock. It fits in the lid. Now, the lid is sold separately because some people buy the buckets without the lid. Some people have to replace a lid and don't need a bucket, so they are sold separately. I don't remember what the lids go for, $3 or $4, I think, but I'm not sure. But yeah, they're pre-drilled. They have a grommet in it, and that either the 3-piece airlock or the double bubble airlock, both will fit in there. Show and shine, Brix or specific gravity, which is more accurate or better? I don't think either is more accurate or better. Now, let me say I have not studied Brix well enough. I should know more about the Brix scale, but here's what I think is going on. They measure the same thing, the exact same thing. How much sugar is in your must or your wash? But with the brick scale, it makes it easier to calculate how much sugar to add to get to a certain specific gravity. That's what I think it's most useful for. But again, that being said, I really need to do a deep dive on bricks so I can answer those kind of questions.
It is a better way to back end calculate how much sugar you need to add based off of certain metrics.
Yeah.
Specific gravity is what we use and are more accustomed to getting a starting specific gravity and ending specific gravity, multiplying by 131.5 or whatever it is, and getting our final ABV in wine world. Both are useful. Both are used for different things. Some people lean more bricks. Some people lean more specific gravity. I think both of us fall in the specific gravity into things.
Dwayne is asking, do y'all have a store? If so, where? I hate doing online. So we do have a store. We're actually in it. This is the Homebrew Center, and we have all kinds of products. Have a little bar for tasting and things like that. And our store is in the Fort Chaffee Historical District in Fort Smith, Arkansas. Trying an experiment, pitch Daddy and DC 1118 together in my toasted bourbon mash. Yeah, that's I do that when we do a mountain brandy, because the mountain brandy has both grain and fruit. So I'll pitch those two together when I do that. Joe Park says, depends. Yeah. Kevin is answering Dwayne's question. Sugar wash calculator on the website. Yeah. Metric versus standard. Yeah, I think that's true. I think the bricks is a metric thing.
Is it really?
I believe so. I don't know. I should stop talking about bricks, honestly, because I have yet to do the deep dive on it.
I mark my bottles with alcohol content.
As you should.
Yep. Hours, Dwayne, are 9 in the morning to 6 at night, Monday through Saturday. One of us is always here. Most of the time, both of us are
Most
here.
of the time, both of us.
Well, folks, we're rolling up on like 47 minutes. I think I'm going to jump off here so I can start getting some work done. Great seeing you guys in the live again every morning except Sunday, 8:30 in the morning. Monday through Friday, it's members only. Saturday is an open live. So I'm going to end the live. We'll see y'all Monday.
Good seeing y'all.